Let's get it, y'all. Yay! Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the third episode of Unhinged Fangirl. Yay! So exciting. I don't know why, but I'm a little nervous today. It's not that I have a guest or anything, it's just me, but I am filming today. So if all goes well, there will also be a video version of this podcast on YouTube, which is great. One, I am in my moo-moo. Two, I am looking tired. But like I said last week, I really do want to get a video version going. So we did indeed buy a tripod. Yep, absolutely. So things are going well in that department. Do I have a real mic yet? No, but we're getting there. Okay, one step at a time. I also want to say thank you again for everyone who has listened to the podcast so far or shared the podcast. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Also, one last housekeeping thing. Leave me a review, guys. Please. You know, you can say whatever you want, but just leave me a review. Get that engagement up. You know what I'm saying? Just leave me a comment, leave me a review. Continue sharing and posting and doing all the things that is necessary. I think I also, did I say I was nervous? Well, I am. I also am nervous because I've decided that today is the day where I tackle High School Musical, which if you listen to the first episode, I mentioned how I believe being a fan of High School Musical was the first time that I really was like, oh, wow, I am a fangirl. I don't even think I knew what that word meant at the time, but I knew that that was me. So I will be diving headfirst into the world of High School Musical, and I am really excited about it. But I also am really nervous because it means so much to me, and I can't mess it up. So before we get into that, though, I do have a couple things that I do want to touch on today. I think there's only like two things that I really want to talk about. But the first being, so it was announced, I think sometime this week, that Hailey Bieber, famously Justin Bieber's wife, is on the cover of Vogue. Woo, yay. Huge deal, like awesome, so cool or whatever. But the thing I want to talk about is Justin's caption that he gave. He like posted something about her cover, but the caption is what is really interesting. And I think at this point he has edited the caption to not say this anymore, or maybe he took the whole thing down. I don't know. But I have so many thoughts because yes, as we've seen over the last couple of years, honestly, Justin is not well. I think we can safely say that. Like Justin, he's just, you know, he got so famous at such a young age, and like that we've seen time and time again, that's never a good thing. It's never okay. It's never a good thing, and usually doesn't end up it's just bad news. But yeah, recently Justin has really been crashing out on the internet in a public way, which really makes me nervous. Because yes, he has become like a meme, and yes, like, you know, he's being him, I guess. I don't know. But it really does make me nervous because I'm like, oh God, like I don't want him to, I feel like he has gone down the slippery slope already, but I really just don't. I really want him to be okay. At the end of the day, I want to be okay. I want him to be okay because I am a believer. Like I will fight tooth and nail for Justin, but recently I'm like, baby, I can't defend you anymore. So basically, he posted this picture of Hailey's Vogue cover, right? And he says, yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. Okay. I told Hales, crazy nickname, by the way. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. That's not funny. That's not funny. He continues to go, yikes, I know, so mean. Hey, at least he's self-aware, you know what I'm saying? And he goes on the stand, he's like, for some reason I felt disrespected. I thought I gotta get even. Hey, what? Okay, so you're saying in an argument, whatever the argument is, like, I don't care what it is, actually. You're saying, I mean, I don't think he said, like, you're so ugly you can't get on the cover of Vogue, but that's immediately where my mind went, because I'm like, why else would you say that? Like, he didn't say the word ugly in this caption, but those are the words that I chose. But to tell your own wife that she will never be on the cover of Vogue, mind you, before Hailey Bieber was a Hailey Bieber, like, she was, first of all, Nepo baby, but second, a model, like, and like now she's like a businesswoman, which is awesome. She had a YouTube channel for a while. She wanted to be like a YouTuber. But I told Hale she would never be on the cover of Vogue. And then at the end of the caption, he said, so baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover because I clearly was sadly mistaken. No, like, yeah. I really just don't have words for this, because it's just like, the more I know about Justin, the less I want to know. Like, I would rather you just keep me in the dark, babe. Thank you so much. I don't want to know that. I really have no desire to know how mean Justin can get. Like, oh my God. I don't know if I could, like, feel bad for Hailey or what. Like, yes, she did pine for that man, but at the same time, at what cost? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what cost did we get to where we got to? It's really something I am pondering over today, because I can't stop thinking about it. Okay. The other thing that I do want to touch on, which I literally just saw before I started recording this, and I mean, I sent it to my friend and I was like, you have got to be kidding. Oh my God, I have to sign into Instagram to find this. Oh God. Oh wait, I don't think it's the same password. Come on. I saw it. So, yep, it's not the same. Okay, great. Awesome. Maybe I can just read it through the lines. Yay. Oh my God, it worked. So I saw this on my Instagram, and it's from Entertainment Tonight. And the source is, a source tells ET, right? So this is about Kylie and Timothée Chalamet. And it's funny enough, I was just talking about them last week, if you watched last week's episode or listened to it. But it says, Kylie thinks Timothée is so great with her kids, which is exactly what I was pondering about. I'm like, do they get along? Like, have they met? Obviously, they've met. They're so in love, quote unquote. This next part is really what gets me. And she has told her closest friends that she would love to have another baby with him someday. I really wish you guys would have saw my face when I first initially saw this post, because the rate at which my face fell was like, I never have seen it that way. First of all, this confirms that Kylie does want another baby. Okay, cool. And she wants to have a baby with Timothée Chalamet. Listen to me closely. Kylie Jenner wants to have a baby with Timothée Chalamet. I'm going to claw my eyes out. That's what I feel like doing. What do you mean? those are just words that I never thought would come out of my mouth, nor would I ever think was possible in the realm of the world. And like I said last week, I think they really are in love. Like I don't know what they have, but they have got something. And they enjoy each other's company. Like I don't know. But all I have to say about this topic personally is that if they have a baby together, I don't think it will be as pretty as Stormy. And that is where I'm leaving my comments at the door, and that's all I'm saying. And if you understand where I'm coming from, you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not going to dive deeper into that conversation, but that's all I have to say. So yeah, those are just two things that I really needed to get off my chest before I dive headfirst into High School Musical. Okay. Guys, it's time. Yay! I'm really nervous because this High School Musical means so much to me, and I'm not being funny. Like, it's not funny. It's very serious what we're about to do today. If you don't know, or if you've never seen, I'm sure everybody who watches this knows what High School Musical is, and if you don't, like, please sit down. But High School Musical is one of the best musicals of all time. It's one of the best musicals of all time, okay, guys? Like, I'm not going to argue with you. You can literally argue with the wall. I don't care. Like, it is, if you don't, okay, like, I understand, like, that's a big statement. And I am saying a lot here. But I just, it means so much to me. Okay, let's get into it. I'm just scared. If you aren't aware of what High School Musical is, basically it follows 6 high schoolers predominantly. There are a lot of different characters, but it mainly follows 6 high schoolers who just want to sing and dance. At the end of the day, they just want to sing and dance. And nobody's going to stop them from doing that, especially not me. So let me set the scene for you guys. And by the way, I'm going to go movie through movie. So just strap in. I still meet people to this day that are like, I haven't seen High School Musical, which is really mind-boggling to me because High School Musical came out in 2006, okay? To put it that in perspective, I was 7 years old. And not only was I a Disney kid, I only watched, these are the 3 things that I watched when I was 7 years old. PBS, which, rip, Disney, and Nickelodeon. If I wasn't watching those 3, I wasn't watching TV. Like, that was it for me. That's all I had, which is fine by me because that era of television, it cannot be replicated. It cannot be duped. If you weren't there, like, I'm truly sorry that your childhood sucked. Like, I'm being so honest and earnest. But at the time, Disney has always been Disney, right? But this era of Disney, we didn't have anything like this on the platform. From my recollection, like, obviously we had, like, musicals, but all of them were animated. You know, like, they had The Lion King, they had Aladdin, all of those types of films, but they were all animated. They weren't real people. Yes, you could still, like, have a crush on Aladdin, but at the end of the day, Aladdin's not real. But you know who is real? Zac Efron, right? But like I said, all of the musicals that were on Disney at the time were all animated. So, like, I mean, having access to something like this was truly revolutionary. And also, I had a TV in my room when I was, like, so young. I don't know what my parents were thinking, but I had the TV that was like the princess TV, the pink one, and it was like the Disney princess, and then it was, I think it was, looked like a castle or something, but it also had the DVD player under it. That thing in my room, it was like 12 inches, not even. It was such a small TV, but that went crazy. I mean, I don't know what my parents were on, but they did something right with that one. So just when High School Musical, hello, can I speak? I'm so nervous. When High School Musical premiered on Disney, I mean, there was a countdown in the corner, and it was everything, because we had no idea what to expect. It was an original movie, original songs. I mean, you can't get the anticipation was going crazy. I can't speak today. Sorry. So let's go through the whole cast. Why don't we? You know? So first off, we have Zac Efron as Troy Bolton, right? Troy is the star basketball player. His dream is to just like play basketball when he's in college. That's all he cares about. That's all his dad cares about. And that's all his friends care about. Like, he is the star. I was about to say star quarterback. And you know me, I love sports. He is the star of the show. Like, all of his friends look up to him. And that's just that on that. Like, his whole life is basketball. Mind you, his dad is also the high school coach. So it's like, it's really like all or nothing for him, right? So then we have Gabriella Montez, who is played by Vanessa Hudgens. Mind you, also, before I get into Vanessa, can I just say that? Oh wait, maybe not. I'll pause my point. Okay. But we have Vanessa Hudgens as Gabriella Montez. Gabriella is a geek. She is a dork, and she loves science. She loves math. She loves anything like smart in that way, in that capacity. She is so used to like always moving around as a kid. And she's like, I just want to stay at this school. I just want to make some friends, and I just want to be normal. Like, I don't want to do too much, but like, I need to be normal here because everybody thought of me as a geeky, weird girl at the other school. So this school is going to be different. Right. So then now we have Sharpay Evans, who, by the way, my cousin. Not really, but growing up, I always thought Sharpay Evans was my cousin because we have the same last name. Come on now. Sharpay is the popular girl. She is the popular theater girl, which now I was homeschooled in high school, so I don't know how the dynamics work, but I'm pretty sure if you're popular, you're not doing theater because like those are separate entities. But at East High, she is popular and she gets all of the star roles in the theater club, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. She's the star of the show. The world revolves around her, and everyone needs to kiss the ground that she walks on, pretty much. But then she also has her brother, Ryan Evans, who is like that's like her twin. I don't know if actually, I think they are actually twins because they graduate at the same time. So that would only make sense if they were twins. But anyway, Ryan is also, he's not as popular as Sharpay, but he does theater with her. That's like their duet partner, and they always do everything together. But yeah, Ryan's cool. Next we have Chad. What's his last name? Chad. I should have looked this up. Chad Danforth. Duh. Chad Danforth was played by Corbin Bleu. Chad is best friends with Troy, right? They're literally best friends. They've always talked about going to college together and playing basketball together. Chad only cares about winning the championship with Troy. And anything that has to do with anything else, like it really does not matter to him. All he cares about is basketball. He's always carrying around a basketball, and that's just basically his entire personality. Last but not least, all of the main people. Last but not least, we have Taylor McKessie, who is played by Monique Coleman. Taylor is also she's really into science. She's also a nerd, very into math, very like, I'm going to be the next president of the United States type of girl. Like, she means business in a real way. But later on, as we go through the story, Taylor and Gabriella are like besties because they're both so smart. And she's like, hold on, you're coming with me. But yeah, that is the main cast of characters. Now, everyone that I've mentioned, you probably have heard of, right? You know Zac Efron, you know Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Corbin Blue, like you know these people. But again, let me bring you back to 2006. These people were nobodies, okay? I looked at everybody's, like, discography is the wrong word because that's for music. But all of their past stuff before High School Musical, you've never heard of it. You've never heard of it. Or they've done, like, an episode here, an episode there. I think Zach had done, like, an episode in, like, something random. And I'm like, you were in that? That was crazy. Or no, I think it was Corbin Blue. He was, like, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But you did not know these people. They were nobodies. And yet, after High School Musical 1 dropped, suddenly everybody wanted to be them, including me, okay? Now, I can't go any further into this discussion without discussing the man himself, Kenny Ortega. Kenny Ortega, I could actually go on for hours about him, but I won't. Kenny Ortega, in my world, is one of the most iconic people you've ever heard of. And you actually have no idea how influential he has been to culture until you look at his work. Kenny Ortega is the director of all of the High School Musical movies. Like, that High School Musical was his baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not, and like everybody else on the cast, this is kind of like their first big go round. For Kenny, like, this is not his first go around. Okay, let me just take you through the things that Kenny has done. Dating all the way back. Hold on, let me find it. Dating all the way back to 1988. Is that right? I don't think that's right. IMDb, you're letting me down. Okay, yeah, hold on. No, literally, let me take you back to 1988 because you'll actually never guess if my computer can load. You'll never guess what Kenny did in 1988. Well, hold on. Let me find it. He was, okay, this says director, but I'm also pretty sure he was the choreographer, but that could be wrong. Basically, he had a major hand in Dirty Dancing. Yeah, I'm talking the Dirty Dancing. Yeah, so icon right off the bat. Like, you can't tell my I can't speak. You can't tell my man Kenny anything. You know what I'm saying? He also directed Newsies. Oh, a little Halloween film called Hocus Pocus. Yeah, wake it up. Come on. Like, Kenny freaking Ortega. Insane. Also, after High School Musical, he directed Cheetah Girls 2, which is the best Cheetah Girls movie, if I do say so myself. My God, he directed a couple episodes of Gilmore Girls. He also, and get this is actually like one of the most, I fear, iconic things he's done, other than High School Musical. Right before, if you remember, let me take you back to 2009, okay? I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson died in 2009 as well, or maybe it was 2008. I can't really remember, but before that, Kenny was, I guess, drafted to direct Michael's tour. Like, he was directing the tour right before Michael Jackson died. Like, if you go back into so he was the director for the This Is It movie that they released after his death. And if you go back into that, if you watch it, Kenny is everywhere because he was literally working side by side with Michael Jackson. Now, we can talk about Michael Jackson at a later date. I don't really want to get into it because I understand the qualms that people have with him. But for me, Michael is so nostalgic, and I just remember watching his music videos on repeat, specifically the black and white music video. One of my favorite songs, one of my favorite music videos, and he was just such a source of comfort in my home, and he will always be that to me in that way. So, enough about Michael Jackson, back to Kenny Ortega. Every time I bring that up to people, they're like, no way. Yes way. Like, that's crazy. And, you know, after High School Musical, Kenny also did the Descendants movies, which are pretty good. I have seen them. I wasn't obviously like in it with it. I wasn't with it like I was with High School Musical, but I do appreciate like Kenny's work. Another thing though that Kenny was a part of that I truly like, this is big and major for me. Julie and the Phantoms. If you want to do something big, go watch Julie and the Phantoms on Netflix and then go to Netflix's like socials and harass them. I'm kidding. Don't do that. But Julie and the Phantoms was, mind you, a kids show, but it's actually so good. And the music from that show, bro, it is so like that was on repeat. I was hyper fixated on that. And again, you would think kids show, this is like so stupid. No, I was sobbing. I forgot what episode it was, but I think it was like the second to last episode or something. Absolutely sobbing to Unsaid Emily. Like I can't make that up, and I will not be ashamed for that, because one thing Kenny's going to do, he's going to make me feel something in a big way. But anyway, I love Kenny Ortega, and I would love to meet him one day because I really admire him, and he's just so iconic, and he's so good at what he does. He's so good at what he does. But anyway, like I said, back to the cast of characters, these people were nobody. But Kenny saw the potential in all of them, and he was like, I'm literally going to make you a star. I'm going to make you into a star. So with all of that being said, let's dive in to the plot of the first High School Musical movie. Like I said, I'm going to go movie by movie. And hopefully this will be interesting, even if you've seen it 1,000 times like me. So Zac Efron and Vanessa, a.k.a. Troy and Gabriella, they're both at this ski lodge for New Year's Eve. I don't know why. Like, do white people go skiing on New Year's? I don't know. I've never gone skiing. But they're both at this ski lodge, and the movie opens up and you see Zac Efron and his dad like shooting hoops. Like I said, basketball is always on the mind. So his mom comes in and she's like, you need to go to this party and leave. Like, you need to take a shower and leave and go hang out with people your own age. Same with Gabriella. Her mom's like, stop reading and go to this party and like try to have some fun. So they're both at the ski lodge for this New Year's Eve party. It's like a couple hours before midnight, and the people there are singing karaoke. They're doing karaoke night. Okay, we're doing karaoke before New Year's. So they're doing a thing where they point a spotlight in the room and they pick two random people, because obviously a room full of teenagers, like, they're not gonna go up willingly. So they're shining the spotlight. They're like, hey, 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 and it's, wouldn't you guess it? It shines on Troy and Gabriella. They don't know each other, okay? So they're like, okay, get up on the stage. Come on, come on, come on. And the guy's like, you're going to thank me later for this. Or he says something like that. Later. Yes, we will thank you later for that. Thank you. Y'all are going to thank me for this. So they're literally not looking at each other. They don't want to be there. But they start singing. Troy starts singing first. He starts singing The Start of Something New, which, by the way, bop. All of these songs are bops, but like that one is so good. Troy starts singing, and then he's literally about to leave the stage. Can you believe he sang his first part? He's gonna leave the stage, and then Gabriella starts singing, I never believed, and then he's like, hold on, this girl can sing. I never opened my heart. Oh, I need to stop singing on this because every time I do that, I do get a little embarrassed. But sometimes you just can't help it. Anyway, so they're singing. They're having a good time. They're opening up. Troy is literally like leaning on the microphone stand. And then Gabriella almost falls off the stage. Like, she's so into it. Someone has to catch her to put her back on the stage. So the duet's over. They're staring at each other's eyes. Then they start talking afterwards. They're like, oh my God, how fun. Let's exchange numbers. And so right before midnight, Gabriella like slips off. And Troy's literally like talking to her, but she's like gone. Like, she's like, okay, bye. So fast forward to the start of the school year, or the start of, what is that, spring semester, whatever. So they're back from Christmas vacation. Everybody's like, woo, let's get this basketball championship. Let's go. Gabriella starts at a new school. But what they don't know is Troy has been at East High for a little bit, but it's Gabriella's first day at East High, right? They didn't know that when they met, but it's just coincidence, right? So, I forgot, how did they actually like meet up again? Oh, I think Troy like sees her in the hallway and is like, what? Is that who I think it is? Turns out, yes, it is Gabriella. So everybody's like, the drama teacher, Miss Darbus is like, the spring musicale is happening. If you want to sign up, sign up. Obviously, Sharpay and Ryan are like, we have this in the bag. Like, we shouldn't even be auditioning at this point, but we're going to do auditions as a formality. So Troy's like thinking about signing up because he had so much fun singing at the ski lodge. He's like, I don't know, maybe I will. And Gabriella's like, you should try out for the musical. Like, we sang together at the ski lodge. Like, you were so great. And Troy's like, you should audition. And she's like, okay, well, why don't we just like go to the auditions together and like see how it is. And then like, maybe we'll audition. Who knows? But right now we're going to sit in the back of the auditorium and watch everybody else audition. So there's like a montage of everybody singing their songs and stuff. And then, lo and behold, Sharpay and Ryan sing what I've been looking for. Upbeat bop. They have choreography down. They're doing like, they're snapping. They have the curtains. They're doing a full production. Mind you, I didn't even talk about Kelsey. Kelsey is the like composer of the musical. She's writing songs. She's doing piano work. She's doing it all. And so she's like in the corner. So this is her song. But Sharpay is like, I made it a little faster. And I wanted to like spice it up. And Kelsey's like, girl, that's not how I wrote it. And Sharpay's like, it's fine, just watch. So Sharpay and Ryan are auditioning. They're doing cartwheels. They're doing like literally like so many moves. And Sharpay's tapping. Like, it's crazy. So they do that. Miss Jarvis is like, okay, cool. Like, that was good, I guess. Like, that was better than everything else I saw today. So like, let's go. And once Gabriella sees that, she's like, I want to audition. And Miss Jarvis is like, girl, we're done with auditions for the day. Like, I've been here for hours. I can't stay here anymore. But Kelsey is like, well, that's not how I originally wrote that song. Do you want to try doing it the original way? And lo and behold, Troy also comes up on stage with Gabriella, and they start singing what I've been looking for, the slow version. Ooh, ooh, like that version. Anyway, so, I also missed a point where Taylor is introduced and Taylor and Gabriella meet, because I'm pretty sure Gabriella in one of her classes was like, she corrected the teacher. She's like, that's not how that goes. And then she's like, oh my God, you're right. And welcome aboard, Miss Montez. So now her and Taylor are like, we're smart. We're cool. Let's be best friends. So lo and behold, when Troy and Gabriella did the slow version of what I've been looking for, Mrs. Jarvis was like, I heard that, and you're going to get a call back. Now, mind you, let's be mindful that Troy did not tell his basketball buddies that he is going to that he went to that audition. Okay, it wasn't even in the plan that he was actually going to audition. He was just doing that for fun because, he likes Gabriella and he's going to, like, you know, he just like wants to impress her in a way, you know? So he did not tell his dad. He did not tell his friend Chad. Like, he went to basketball practice and like that was it. I think gotta get your head in the game, but whatever. I think he tried to talk to Chad about it, and Chad's like, why would you do a musical? Like, that's not who you are. Like, you shouldn't be on stage. Like, you're not made for the stage. So now that the callback list is posted, Sharpay's like, y'all didn't even audition. How dare, like, it should have just been me and Ryan, like, for callbacks. But this new girl, Gabriella, who also, mind you, I didn't even talk about, is trying to take my man, because Sharpay has a huge crush on Troy, but she knows nothing about basketball. And she's kind of like, she has a crush on him, but she doesn't really like, she tries, but not in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not really listening to what Troy's saying most of the time, but she is trying to put that effort in with him, but it's just not working. So Sharpay's pissed. Ryan's like, what is going on? What's going on? Chad finds out and he's like, why would you audition to do that? Like, what are we doing right now? And so Chad's like, you are going to be the cause of the team not being in the championships because you want to like sing and dance on stage, which, hey, crazy. So Troy and Gabriella are now, they're practicing for their callbacks. They're rehearsing with Kelsey. They're, taking a little time away from math and like from basketball and trying to like work together to make sure that this callback, can be worth it. Fast forward, all of Troy and Gabriella's friends are like, okay, we need to do something. All of Troy and Gabriella's friends, it's Taylor and Chad. Taylor and Chad are like, let's team up to like not sabotage them, but talk them out of what they're doing, because this is just not the norm of what's going on. And I don't know nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's doing things that they like aren't a part of their group. And mind you, this is when stick to the status quo is happening. And it's like, why is everybody doing something that they aren't meant to do, is basically what they're saying. And so now Chad and Taylor are like, okay, Chad's going to take Troy off into a little section and remind him of like who he is and like the champion that he can be if he would just stop singing and dancing. And I'm going to do the same for Gabriella. Like, I'm going to tell her like, Troy is this player and he doesn't really care about you. And like, this is just like a ploy to do whatever. I don't even know. But, they succeed in both of their things. Troy's kind of like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And then Gabriella, after Taylor said all that stuff about Troy, was like, I don't know if I want to like still be doing this with you if you're just like a big player. And then she sings like When There Was Me and You, and she's like singing in the hallway. She's throwing her body against the railings. It's truly it's magical. And something that I need to point out here now that I'm talking about this is a really big plot point in every single High School Musical movie. Once you like take a step back and really dissect them, you know, every movie has like the meter of how a movie goes, and the climax of every High School Musical movie all leads with Gabriella leaving. Like in the first one, she decides like, I don't want to do callbacks anymore. Like I don't want to do that. In the second one, she literally leaves the what's it called? She leaves Lava Springs, which is like where she was working with Troy. And in the third one, she leaves to go to college. Like every single time she's leaving somewhere. It's really interesting to put all of that together. But anyway, for this one, they're like, okay, like I don't want to do this anymore. And then Chad and Taylor are like, okay, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Like if our friends are miserable now that we did that, like it actually didn't make anything better. It made everything worse. So now they're like, okay, well, maybe we should help them, you know, get to this callback and make some things shake. Like if they want to go on stage and dance and sing, like they should be able to. So, but the thing is, the basketball championships, the mathematic whatever championship, and the callbacks are all on the same day around the same time. So everybody's, you know, they're trying to find ways. They're like sabotaging the game with the lighting, and then something's going wrong at the math, science, whatever is going on. I don't even know it's some competition. They're doing something there. And so all of a sudden now everybody has to evacuate both of those things and go into the auditorium because apparently that's the only safe space that they have. Mind you, callbacks are going on. Sharpay is literally bopping to the top, which, by the way, banger. She's bopping to the top, and now there's a crowd rushing in because the game has been paused because of electricity. The science tournament has also been paused because of fumes, and so now their only safe space is the auditorium, like I said. But with all of that being said, Troy and Gabriella are now ready for the callback. And then before they sing Breaking Free, Gabriella's like freaking out because now there's like a huge crowd of people in front of her, and she's like, I have stage fright, so I will be moving forward into freezing. But they're fine. Troy's like, you got this. It's just like kindergarten, you know? I can't explain the kindergarten line right now, but he's like, it's just like kindergarten. It's no big deal. And so they sing Breaking Free. It's awesome, whatever. And then after that, they go back into the auditorium. Troy does well in the championship, whatever. I don't think it's the championship. It's just like a game, whatever. It doesn't matter. And Gabriella like wins the science thing or whatever. And then they all come back to the gym, and then they have a big dance number and they sing We're All in This Together. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just cinema if you've ever heard of it? I don't think that made sense, my breakdown, but it really doesn't matter. But that's just the first movie, and I still have 2 more movies to go, and I have been rambling for so long. But you know what? You're going to stick with me because this is what people do. Okay, so I tried to find, I think, my top favorite from the first movie, and I tried to do my top 3 favorites, sorry. I tried to do my top 3 favorites for all of the movies, and I can only do it for the first one because once I started looking at the second and third soundtracks, it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me anymore, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't pick one. But my top 3, I think, right now, because they do change, it's What I've Been Looking For, the Sharpay and Ryan version. That's always going to give me so much joy. Stick to the Status Quo and Bop to the Top. And I have no other words for that. Now, I do need to take a second to talk about, after the first movie came out, Disney decided that they wanted, since it did so well on Disney Channel, because obviously, like I said, we had never seen anything like this, and they were like teaching us the dance moves, they were doing sing-along versions, like they were really going for it. They came out with a concert film. So the cast of High School Musical toured, I'm pretty sure they toured around like America or something, or maybe it was just like a show or two, but they toured around and they filmed the concert like that they did. So they were just singing High School Musical original songs, and it was just all live. I loved the concert film because obviously I love the movie. I'm going to love the concert film. But something about the concert film that's really interesting is that, and I don't think, I think everybody who knows High School Musical knows this by now, but in the first film, Zac Efron is not singing. It's a lovely man by the name of Drew Seeley, who was also in Another Cinderella Story, the one with Selena Gomez. Yeah, y'all need to tap into that one. But Drew Seeley was the one who was singing for Zac Efron. And so when they did this concert tour, Drew was playing Troy, which I remember when I was watching the film for the first time, I think I was just thrown off because I'm pretty sure Drew is on the cover of like the I was going to say CD, but it's a DVD. I'm pretty sure he's on the cover, but I don't think I paid attention. And I was just shocked because I'm like, who is this man? That's not Troy. And I remember being like, he doesn't even sound like him. Lo and behold, he sounds exactly like him because it was him. But I researched it this morning, but at the time, which is so crazy in my head because these were like 2 separate times in my life. But Zach couldn't be touring with the cast because he was filming Hairspray, which again, in my brain, I'm like, Hairspray was like completely after the High School Musical saga, but apparently it wasn't because Hairspray came out in 2007. So he went from High School Musical to straight to Hairspray. And so they had like scheduling conflicts. So that's why he couldn't be in the concert film. But I ultimately think that he wasn't confident in his voice enough. But wait, now I'm eating my words because he did Hairspray. Why? He sings in Hairspray. Oh wait, this is opening a lot of doors that I didn't think could be opened, because in my mind, Hairspray was like 2009. Maybe like 2010. I didn't think I was so young watching a movie about like race like that. I don't know, but that's crazy. But that begs a question as to why he didn't sing in the first film. Because he was singing all up in Hairspray. I don't know. There have been things that are like he wasn't confident in his voice during that time. But the thing and here we go. We're circling right back around to Kenny Ortega. The thing about Kenny Ortega was like, he probably, this is what happened in my brain. Zac Efron, came on and said, he's like, I would love to act and I would love to be in this film, but I'm just not confident in my singing abilities. And Kenny's like, okay, like I'm hearing you. I heard you in the audition and I know you can get there and I'm going to work with you because I know you can be a star. That's what I think Kenny said to himself. And that's what I think Kenny said to Zac Efron, because I'm like, Obviously, later down the line, like in High School Musical 3, Zach is singing. High School Musical 2, Zach is singing. But it was just the first one where he's like, you know, we can work with you, and we will be right along beside you. And again, this is crazy because he went right from the first one to Hairspray. So I'm like, what happened in between? I don't know. Maybe all the singing and dancing on set like really boosted his confidence. I don't know, but that's actually crazy to me. Also, one more fun fact about the first movie in particular, it was filmed over the course of 28 days. Yeah, Disney had those kids working. It was filmed 28 days? Like, that's like Hallmark movie level, like, quickness. I just find that I find that crazy. And, yeah. Okay, let's quickly go through the second movie. Again, I have been talking for how long? Almost an hour. And I'm going to continue talking. I'm going to do it because I want to go through all of them. Because I can't go through the first one and not all of them. So, let's remember our cast of characters. We got Troy, Gabriella, Chad, Taylor, Sharpay, Ryan. And we also have a lot of other people that I'm not mentioning because their storylines aren't that, like, significant. But I will mention Kelsey because she becomes a little bit more into the storyline. And she plays a part in the third one. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So, High School Musical 2, okay? Let's go to 2007 now, okay? We were in 2006, now we're in 2007. School is almost out for summer, okay? We're doing summer vacation right now. Summer vacation is so close we can taste it. So the movie starts. They're still in school. It's the last day before summer vacation. They're in homeroom with Miss Jarvis, okay? They're looking at the clock, shouting, summer. They're not shouting, actually, sorry. They're whispering, summer, 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 summer. The clock is ticking down. I'm getting so giddy about this movie. It's so good. So, school's out for summer. Big dance break. What time is it? Yeah. I don't know anymore. Okay, let me calm down. So, they do a big dance break. What time is it? Summertime. Now, we have the iconic scene where Troy gives there's a necklace with the letter T on it. And he gives it to Gabriella and she goes, T as in Troy. Incredible. Now, this whole movie is actually all centered around... it's all centered around the fact that Troy and Gabriella want to make out. At their core, they just... At their core, they just want to make out. But everything and everybody in their power is not letting them. Just keep that in mind, okay? So he gives her the gift and everybody's like, I need a job for summer. Like, I need to start saving. I want to buy a car. I want to do this. I want to do that. I need to have a summer job and nobody's hired me yet, right? Now, Sharpay and Ryan, they don't need summer jobs, okay? You want to know why? Because their family is rich. Did I forget to mention that? They are rich. And they own a country club called Lava Springs, right? So they're going to spend their entire summer at Lava Springs and they are just going to have the time of their lives. You know, they're importing towels from England. They're lifeguards from Spain. Oh, towels imported from Turkey and Turkey imported from Maine. Right. Sorry. Messed that one up. Anyway, but Sharpay hears that Troy is looking for work. So she's like, I am going to take it into my own hands and I'm going to get my boy Troy. This dude, no. What's that Nicki lyric? Boy toy named Troy. There it is. I'm going to get my boy toy Troy a job at the country club because I'm so resourceful. And also, I do have an ulterior motive because every year at the country club, there is a Star Dazzle Award. And it's basically like it's just like a competition where people at the country club it's a talent show. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. It's just a big talent show. And so every year, obviously, Sharpay and Ryan win and they do like an act together. But Sharpay's like, what if this year I did a performance with Troy? Like, that would be so fun, and he would definitely fall in love with me afterwards, even though he definitely has a girlfriend. But that doesn't matter because he's mine. Which, girl, I get you. Anyway, she's like, okay, so in order to spend more time with him and for this to work, I need to hire him. So, she's singing by the pool. She's having the best time ever. Summer vacation has just started. Troy walks into Lava Springs and he's like, woo, this is crazy. This is awesome. And Sharpay sees him. She's so excited. But then everybody from her high school, every classmate she's ever had is also walking into Lava Springs. And she's like, I'm sorry, what? She turns to the pool. Gabriella's the lifeguard. Gag. What? She falls into the pool. She's screaming at the manager, whose name is, hold on. Oh, Mr. Fulton. Mr. Fulton's like, okay, well, Troy wouldn't come unless we hired all of his friends. And she's like, how dare you do that to me? Like, I did not ask for that. So Sharpay's like, okay, you need to make their life hell, so they quit. That's all you need to do. And so she's like, that is your job, Mr. Fulton. So Mr. Fulton puts them in the kitchen. They have like the worst hours, the worst time ever. And he's making their life hell. And and Troy's like, come on, guys. Like, we can totally work this thing out. And then they sing Work This Out, which, I mean, it's really hit after hit after hit. Like, Kenny does not play. He's not playing. So he's like, we can work this out. Like, guys, it's just for the summer. We can just, we need to keep our head down, make that money, and leave. We need to make that money, make purse. So Sharpay sees this. She's like, oh, they're not as miserable as I want them to be. So she is like, Mr. Fulton, I need you to get Troy like elevated. I need you to promote him and not anyone else. So he's like, okay. Troy is now like a golf instructor for the kids. And so he has like these nice shoes. He has a nice uniform. Like, everything's like dry cleaned for him. And, he's getting the works. He's meeting Sharpay's parents and they're like, oh my gosh, you're incredible. Like, this is great. So, and Sharpay is like, okay, well, now that you're doing this, like, let me invite you to this dinner with my parents. And then also this guy from U of A, one of the recruiters or something, is also going to be at the dinner. So, like, let me just put you on and, like, help you. Like, Sharpay is really, really putting in the work. Like, she is giving him opportunities. She's helping him with his future. Like, really, truly going above and beyond, like, what anyone has ever asked for. So, but Troy is, like, appreciative of it, but he's also like, I just want to spend time with Gabriella. And everywhere I turn, every time I try to like make out with her, something is happening. We're getting in trouble with Mr. Fulton. We're on the golf course when we shouldn't be. We're in the pool when we shouldn't be. Like, I don't know what to do. I just want to spend time with my girlfriend. And she's like, yeah, that would be nice, but we're just so busy here. So it's just not working out for them. And Gabriella starts seeing this. She sees that Sharpay is just going really, really above and beyond for her boyfriend. And she's like, not appreciative of it. She's like, you need to back off. And Sharpay's like, whatever. And so Gabriella has had enough. And she's like, okay, I'm going to leave. Like, I'm going to quit the job here and I'm going to leave. I'm just going to stay at home for the summer. Which I don't know. So this whole time, Sharpay and Ryan were, planning to do a number together for the talent show. And then Sharpay drops the bomb where she's like, actually, Ryan, I am going to do this with Troy. And Ryan's like, what? But it's our thing. And she's like, yeah, I know, but like, I want to do this with Troy. And I think this would be a great opportunity for the both of us. And he's like, okay, so he's like feeling down in the dumps. It's basically Sharpay and Troy against everybody else. So I do have to mention that during this moment, the girls are like, come on, Ryan, like, let's go play some baseball. And this is when I Don't Dance happens, which doesn't really make sense, but it makes so much sense. And if you know, you know, because after I Don't Dance, for some odd reason, Chad and Ryan switch clothes. Like they switch outfits completely. I'm not going to get into the conspiracies on that one, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, they were like head to head for I Don't Dance, and then all of a sudden they're in each other's clothes. Like, I don't know. I can't help you with that one. I don't know. So basically Chad is being like, bro, you're not the same person that you were at the beginning of summer. Like, Sharpay has completely changed you. You're going off to U of A without me, and you're playing basketball with these guys. You don't even, it's just like you're losing yourself. And Troy's like, bro, I'm just trying to make things work. I'm just trying to make some things shake. Like, can't you just let me be? But anyway, it's bad all around. We're skipping to the Star Dazzle Awards, okay? So as of right now, Gabriella has not been at the golf course, whatever. She has not been to work. But Troy's also like, I'm not going to sing with Sharpay because, like, my friends need me, you know? And so Troy kind of bails on Sharpay. He's like, I don't know. I just don't want to do this anymore. But anyway, I think I'm mixing the story up, but he's basically like, I'm not doing that. And so they all sing a song together every day. Beautiful, gorgeous. And they trick him into learning that song really quickly. And he doesn't know that Gabriella is actually about to join him on stage and they're going to do a duet. Woo, the wind during that was a paid actress, okay? She was working it. So they sing every day. Everything's fine. Everybody's like, you know what? Sorry, man. Like, we were really too hard on you. And Troy's like, I should have been there for you guys and I wasn't sticking up for you. Blah, 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 blah. Incredible. And then everything's fine. Sharpay joins them on stage. Ryan joins them on stage. And then at the end of it, Sharpay's like, the Star Dazzle Award will go to my brother because he deserves it. And he like choreographed all of this. And like, you know, he was doing all the things after I bailed on him. So yeah, summer's great. They have like a cute little moment. Finally, Gabriella and Troy start making out, which is awesome. I don't know. But yeah, they have their kiss. It's so cute. Everybody's like swirling around in the sprinklers on the golf course. And then they sing All for One. And guess who pops up at the end of All for One? Miley Cyrus. Imagine my shock as an 8-year-old who is obsessed with Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus has popped up into High School Musical. Kenny, the man that you are, I like everything good about this is because of Kenny or take it. Like, I don't know. So yeah, that's the second movie. I'm going to try to go quickly with the third movie, but if I'm being honest, and this is a high point of contention, and I understand if you're still listening to this, I understand that this is not a popular opinion. A lot of people will rank the movies 2, 1, 3. Personally, for me, I'm ranking those bad boys 3, 2, 1. Because even though I understand why people are like, well, actually, I don't really understand why people don't like the third movie. I think people do like the third movie. I just don't think they consider it a favorite. And I think it's because like the second one is it's summer. You know, everybody's having fun, school's out. The songs are great, awesome. But High School Musical 3 senior year, That one, let me actually, again, one last time, let me set the scene for you. It's 2008, right? We have had 2 blockbuster hits. And by blockbuster, I mean like DCOMs, which are Disney Channel original movies. The first and second High School Musical only premiered on Disney Channel, okay? And which is fine because they are Disney Channel original movies. But they did so well from themselves and they were such big successes that Disney was like, okay, this is the last hurrah for High School Musical. We got to go big. Let's go to the theater. Let's go to the theater. We need that thing on the big screen. Okay, so High School Musical and High School Musical 3 in itself was already going to be such a bigger and badder production because it was going to be released in the theater. And mind you as well, these were all filmed like back to back to back, like 2006, 2007, 2008. So, I mean, the bar was set so high, and like at this point, everybody knows who these people are. Like Ashley Tisdale is a household name. And actually, I forgot to mention, but Ashley was on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody before High School Musical. So she really was like popular in the kid space. But I'm talking like these are household names at this point. Like everybody knew who these people were. So High School Musical 3 is personally my favorite. And I understand why people are like, it's sad. Like it's senior year and it makes me sad and it makes me miss whatever nostalgia you have with that. I get it. But you cannot deny the songs, the choreography, the theatrics of it all. I mean, it actually does not compare to the other two. And again, I'm not saying that the other two are bad. Okay, I've literally been talking about this for an hour. But the third one, you cannot touch that with a 10-foot pole. Like it is and will forever be so iconic. It truly is something like revolutionary and so incredible. It's so incredible. Like, if you've never seen the third one, which I don't understand how you've gone this far and never seen the third High School Musical, like, get over it if you're scared for some reason. Not scared, but like, just do it, please, for me, please. Oh my God, the third one is so good. But just imagine. I can't even describe. You see the opening title sequence. High School Musical. Okay, it has a big number 3 on the side. The 3 is made up of light bulbs. Like there's light bulbs in the 3, right? There's music, momentum up, and the light bulb starts shattering in the 3. Okay? It's like, and then shatter into the 3. And then you see Zac Efron, who at this point is I'm sitting up. At this point, he is actually in his prime. Like, this is prime Zac Efron, pre-17 again, but right in that era. You see him. His hair, and he's like sweating. He's in the middle of a championship game, right? He shakes his head, looks dead into the camera, slow-mo, huffing and puffing. Huffing and puffing. And then he screams, "Let's go!" I'm gonna lose it because I'm just thinking about it because if I could time travel to another point if I could time travel to another dimension, it would be back into the theater in 2008, seeing that for the first time. Oh my God. Truly, that was if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look for the first literally minute, not even minute, first 30 seconds of the film. Go on Disney Plus and just watch that. When he screams, "Let's go!" It makes me sick. It really makes me sick in a big way. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I need to calm down. I'm like, that's like so sick. But anyway, I can't. So it's the championship game. Everybody's in the stands, and East High is facing the West High Knights. So they're singing Now or Never while oh my God, this movie is so good. I might watch it tonight. So they're singing Now or Never while they're, doing the plays. They're WILD Wildcats. They're mid-game, right? I'm about to break my laptop. Oh, so they're at the championship game. There's the iconic moment where Gabriella is in the stands and she says, "Troy," like that right now, that whole thing. Also, Now or Never. They win the game, obviously. Yeah, championships. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, Troy is having a big, big house party at his home, which, like, his home is gorgeous. And everybody's there. There's coaches from U of A there, which, like I've mentioned in almost all of them, dream school. His dad has always been like, "You're going to U of A." Chad's always like, "You're going to U of A." That's it. University of Albuquerque. I don't think I ever said that. University of Albuquerque. Okay, so basically, this is obviously their senior year. And Gabriella's like, "What if we did one last musical all together? Like, this is going to be the last time that we're all together in high school. So why don't we just, please, like, let's just do it." Actually, it was Kelsey, I think, who signed everybody up because there was no one signed up for the musical. And everybody's like, "I'm literally trying to apply to colleges and do everything else. Like, I don't have time for a musical." And then Gabriella's like, "Guys, this is our last time to do it." And then Troy's like, "I'm in." So they decide to do the spring musical. And Sharpay's like, "Great." So, mind you, also prom is happening. Like, everything big is happening. So I don't have the synopsis in front of me, so I'm literally bouncing up and down the timeline. I forgot to mention that at this point, Sharpay's like, "I just want it all." And they sing "I Want It All," which, again, production. This Kenny had to bust it down for the theater. He really did. He really, really did. And so also there is Can I Have This Dance, which Can I Have This Dance is a dream. It's a dream for me because they're on the rooftop of the school. It's gorgeous. They're like, oh, this is when Troy asked Gabriella to prom. And she's like, "Of course I'll go." And he's like, "I don't even have a tux." And she's like, "Okay, well, I'll teach you how to dance," whatever. And then they sing and they dance, and they're literally dancing in the rain. They're dancing in the rain. Don't play with me. Gabriella in that dress with her calf muscles in those heels. It's oof. And it's literally raining. Oh my God. So now, after all that, Chad asked Taylor to prom. Yay! It was like a whole thing, but it doesn't matter. Chad asked Taylor to prom, and then they sing A Night to Remember, which is one of my favorites. Literally, I actually can't pick a favorite from this film specifically because all of the songs are just so good. But they sing A Night to Remember. It's great. They also sing "I Just Wanna Be With You." Oh, Ryan asked Kelsey to prom as well. So everybody has dates to the prom. She's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm like really busy. I'm composing this musical. I'm like finishing up my Juilliard, whatever. And he's like, "Okay, so I'll pick you up at 8." Okay, Ryan. Yes. Yes, you can. Whatever. And so that happens. And then we have The Boys Are Back. The Boys Are Back is actually one of my favorites. The Boys Are Back. I remember replaying this specific scene, like that whole sequence of them, so many times because one, the choreography is infectious. Two, I mean, guys, you can't deny that this is like actually insane territory. The dance break in this song alone, it's so good. It's between I don't think I mentioned, it's between Chad and Troy. They're like singing it to each other. They're like, I wish we could go back to when we were kids and like nothing. We would play in this. They're in like a junkyard. We would play in this junkyard. Like we could be anything we wanted to be, and it was just so. It was awesome back then. And the boys are back. The boys are back. Oof. It's actually too good. So everybody's working for the spring musical, but Gabriella, being the smart girl that she is, she got into Stanford, but she got into Stanford early, like early admission, but she hasn't told anyone. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to miss the prom and I'm going to miss the musical. I'm going to miss graduation. But I have early acceptance to Stanford, but I'm also not going to tell anyone until like the day before I leave because I just feel like it would be better that way. And I'm like really bad at goodbyes. And everybody's like, girl, what? Like, actually, what are we doing? Thank you. But she's going through all of that. She finally has to tell Troy, she's like, I'll come back for graduation, but I'm moving to Stanford right now. Like tomorrow I'm moving. And he like kind of figures it out. And she's like, what? Whatever. Also, I don't even think in the lexicon of everything that's happening in real life, Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens are dating. I didn't even touch on that. So they're dating in real life, which makes this movie even more magical. Because there's a scene, I have to mention the strawberry scene. There's a scene where Zac climbs up. I can't even think of their names anymore. Zac climbs up Gabriella's like not fire escape but like balcony, and he brought pizza and chocolate covered strawberries, and they're like, who wants the last chocolate covered strawberry? And Zac he feeds it to Vanessa, and then he takes a bite, and then he like throws the stem. That may seem insignificant to you, but to me, as a 9-year-old, that meant everything to me. I'm like, he just ate after her. That's crazy. Anyway. So yeah, Gabriella's gone. She's at Stanford. She's like starting her new life, whatever. And Troy's like, I just want to scream. I didn't even talk about Bet on It in the second movie. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even talk about Bet on It. I'm just all out of sorts. You know my heart. You know I meant well. But anyway, Zac is like, I just want to scream. So the scream sequence is actually so good. The moment where he's in the hallway, but the hallway is spinning. Cinema. It's actually too good. And he's dangling on the ropes. He's like, I don't know where to go. Like, oof. He's just too good. But anyway, he's like figuring out what he actually wants to do with his life, because I forgot to mention, there's like I don't know there is a recruiter from Juilliard coming to the spring musical. Obviously, Sharpay, Ryan, and Kelsey have like all submitted their applications, but Miss Darbus also submitted Troy's application to Juilliard because she's like, I know, I can see that you are so talented and you really do love dancing and doing music and everything. And so if you just went to school for basketball, like you would be wasting that. And he's like, oh, all I know is that I'm going to U of A. Like that is the path that was set for me. And so I've actually never had the opportunity to kind of think about what else I want to do with my life and if I want to proceed in doing musical theater. So that's why he's singing Scream. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And my parents are like, really, my dad specifically is really writing for me to go to this one school that we've always talked about, but I don't think that's my dream. Yeah, it gets real. It gets real. So he's going through all of that. And meanwhile, on top of all of this, Gabrielle is like, I don't think I can make it back for the musical, and I don't think I'm going to make it back for prom. Like, it's too much. It's like, I'm so used to my life here, and then if I go back there and have fun with you guys, and then I have to come back here, it's just going to be too much emotionally, and I just can't do that. So I think it's just better if I stay at Stanford until graduation. And Troy's like, we were going to go to prom together. But lo and behold, Troy being Troy, he drives up to Stanford the night of the musical. And he's like, I don't want to have prom if you're not with me. You're kidding, right? I can't do this if you're not by my side. He's literally up in the tree. He's up in the tree. Oh, so poetic. And then they sing, Can I Have This Dance? But the second verse, ooh-wee, it's too good. It's too good. And so they drive back to the musical just in time for like the second act or something. And then they have, they're doing the whole thing. They're all in their caps and gowns at the end of the musical. And that's when they announce, who gets picked for Juilliard. Plot twist. It's Kelsey, because she deserves it. And she composed the entire she composed the entire musical and like did everything for that. And she's been composing for years. You know the gist. At the end of the musical, everybody's like saying where they got accepted or where they're going to school, and where there is basically like decision day in high school, but on stage. So everybody's saying where they're going. It's now Troy's turn, and he's like, I don't know what to say. And so after that, I think he does say his decision, and he's like, what was it? I forgot the school that he said, but it's close. It was close to Gabriella's school, aka Stanford. And he's like, he literally says the mileage out loud, which I can't even think about right now. But he's like, it's 28.2 miles from you. It's crazy. It's crazy what Kenny did with that. But anyway, so after he says that, Chad is nowhere to be found on stage because he ran away. And so they have like their little moment, and he's like, I thought we were going to go to school together, but it's fine because Troy picked a school where he can do musical theater and basketball. I want to say it's like University of California. Like, I don't know. Actually, let me look it up. What school did Troy Bolton pick? No, that's not what he said, he later decides to attend the University of California, Berkeley. Okay. Does it have the mileage? I want to know the mileage. How many miles was Troy from? Okay, hold on. Yes, there we go. So Troy picked University of Berkeley because it's 32.7 miles from you. Don't play with me. That was real love. What they had was real. So yeah, chattering them. I'm like, we're good, man. Like, we're actually going to play each other in college, opposing teams. So it's going to be fine. And so after that, Sharpay decides that she's actually going to stay at East High to help with the drama department because she loves drama. I think maybe Ryan also got accepted into Juilliard, if I'm not mistaken. If my memory is correct. And then after that, they sing High School Musical. High School Musical. And that's that on that. And that's the third movie. Truly, it is my favorite. And I'm going to say it's the best one. I'm going to say it because you can't deny the songs, the choreography, the visuals, everything about it. Like I said, it was made for the theater in all aspects. So guys, have I talked about High School Musical enough? Do you understand why I am the way I am? Because that movie is my entire life. It is everything to me, and it will always be that way. So yay, I hope I made my point clear. Also, if you're still listening to this, like, God bless you. Truly, God bless you, because you didn't need a rundown of all 3 High School Musical movies, but yet, here we are. And one last thing. Actually, I'm gonna wrap up the High School Musical of it all because I don't think I can explain any further as to why I love it. And that is truly my fangirl origin story. So I really hope you enjoyed me freaking out about that. And hopefully that made you giggle. One last thing before I go that I want to talk about. I want to talk about my book. Not my book. The book that I'm reading. A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I've been talking about this book every single podcast episode so far. I have gotten a little further. I think I'm on chapter... Let me look at my iPad, actually. I am now on chapter 16. So I'm making waves. I'm making strides. One thing I do have to say about this book, though, is that it has gotten a little bit better because the main characters are interacting more. And I'm like, okay, we're getting some backstory. We're getting some flirtatious vibes. They've even kissed, guys. They've kissed. So yay. But one thing that I am having trouble with this book is that I don't care about the backstory of the person that we're interviewing. So basically this book is like, they're 2 journalists are like duking it out to write a story about this woman who like she hasn't gone missing, but she's very like remote and like nobody knows where she is. And it's a lot of that woman's backstory and like her family origin and like why she is the way that she is. And personally, I don't care. I don't care about, her name's Margaret. I don't care about Margaret and I don't care about her life. Whenever it's like, when she's like telling her story, I'm like, I'm bored. Just let me get my romance fix, please. Please. That's all I want. So because of that, this is not my favorite Emily Henry book, but you can't win it all. You really can't win it all. But yeah, I'm just having a hard time with that, but that's on me. I know that's on me. Okay. I think I'm done talking. I think I'm done. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoy my podcast, please leave me a review, leave me a comment, follow the podcast's Instagram, at Unhinged Podcast. Nope. At Unhinged Fangirl Podcast. That's it. That's right. I'm going to try to, again, upload this episode on YouTube as well. I also will start uploading these on Apple. It's not Apple Music, maybe Apple Podcasts. Because, again, trying to reach more people. I need to stop talking and I really want to. So I am going to go. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And love y'all. Love y'all so much. Have a good one. Bye.